Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Today, we're going to Hollywood.
Ooh, fun.
We're going to take a look at the impact of movies on actors' personal lives.
All right.
So the source material we're looking at today is called 10 Films That Ended Actors' Marriages.
Okay.
It's from Listverse.
Okay.
And let me tell you, some of these stories are juicier than the movies themselves.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, so get ready for a wild ride through Hollywood heartbreaks.
Yeah, it's always fascinating to me how that line between fiction and reality can get so blurry. In the film industry especially.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be looking at how the creative process of making a movie,
Right.
and obviously the demands of fame
Yeah.
and just the proximity to other actors can sometimes lead to, breakups and things like that.
Well, and I think it makes you wonder, is it Hollywood?
Right.
Or is there something else going on?
Yeah, what is it about that environment
Yeah.
that seems to, lead to this? Well, I mean, imagine spending months on set,
Right.
inhabiting these characters.
Yeah.
Sometimes these really intense,
Right.
passionate characters, often in exotic locations far away from home and family.
Right.
It's easy to see how those emotions could kind of spill over into real life.
Well, let's start with one that I think everybody remembers.
Okay.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Oh, yeah.
Their chemistry in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes.
You couldn't deny it.
Right.
It was a box office hit.
It was.
But it also was kind of the beginning of the end for Brad Pitt's marriage to Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, it was huge in the media. I mean, it was all over the tabloids.
Right.
Rumors of, on-set flirting,
Right.
secret rendezvous.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even Angelina Jolie's bodyguard later confirmed
Really?
that there was an undeniable connection there.
Wow.
So, it really does make you think about all
Yeah.
the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on
Yeah.
when a movie's being made.
Well, and it kind of reminds me of Kenneth Branagh's marriage to Emma Thompson
Oh, yes.
during Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Right.
So Branagh is playing Victor Frankenstein,
Yeah.
this tormented character.
Right.
And while he's doing that,
Mm-hmm.
he falls for his co-star, Helena Bonham Carter,
Yes.
and then ultimately ends up divorcing Emma Thompson.
That's right.
It's like imitating art or something.
It really is. And what's interesting to me is that Emma Thompson, even though she was going through all of this,
Right.
she still finished filming Sense and Sensibility.
Wow.
Like, that just speaks to her professionalism and
Right.
resilience. I mean,
Yeah.
to be able to compartmentalize like that,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. And it makes you think about, we always
Yeah.
see these stars
Yeah.
and, we kind of forget
Mm-hmm.
that they're real people
Exactly.
with real lives and problems
Right.
going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. It's easy to forget
Yeah.
that they're just like us in a lot of ways.
Okay. So let's switch gears for a sec.
Okay.
To talk about Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
All right.
So their relationship began on the set of Days of Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
He was still married to Mimi Rogers
Oh, wow.
at the time.
Okay.
And then very quickly, he divorces her and gets engaged to Nicole Kidman.
Wow. Yeah. That's a classic Hollywood whirlwind romance.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. I mean, it just goes to show
Yeah.
how fast-paced things can be there.
Yeah. And volatile.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes you think, like, do these relationships that start out so intensely,
Right.
can they last?
Yeah. Do they have a chance?
Yeah. Is it almost too much too soon?
Yeah. It's an interesting question for sure.
Okay, so let's look at a couple whose relationship kind of simmered for a while
Okay.
before it really kind of boiled over.
Right.
And that's Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Their marriage fell apart during the making of The Misfits,
Right.
which is a film that Arthur Miller wrote for Marilyn Monroe.
That's right.
I mean, can you imagine?
It's so sad when you think about it.
It is.
He intended it to be this tribute to their love.
Right.
And instead, it became this chronicle of their failing relationship.
I mean,
And to make matters even worse,
yeah.
Miller started a relationship with the film's photographer, Inge Morath,
Oh, wow.
right there on set.
Oh, my gosh.
So you can imagine how devastating that must have been for Marilyn.
Yeah, it just is so sad because, The Misfits was her last film,
Right.
and they ended up getting divorced just a few weeks before it came out.
Yeah. It's really tragic
It is.
when you think about it.
Yeah,
Especially because, her character in the film, Rosalind,
right,
she's this woman who's struggling with disillusionment
right,
and societal expectations,
right.
which is so similar to what Marilyn was going through in her own life.
Yeah, it's like art imitating life
Yeah,
again.
definitely.
So speaking of art imitating life,
Okay.
and then becoming reality TV.
Oh, boy.
We have to talk about Leanne Rimes and Eddie Cibrian
Oh, yeah.
and their affair
Yeah.
that started on the set of Northern Lights.
Mhm.
I mean, this went way beyond Hollywood gossip.
It did.
Because Eddie Cibrian's wife at the time
Right.
was Brandy Glanville
Oh, yeah.
from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, it's like front page news.
Exactly. And it all played out.
Right.
Very publicly.
Right.
And very messily on reality TV.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Because we talk a lot about, how fans can sometimes feel so connected to celebrities.
Right. Parasocial relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, it's like,
It flips.
it flips.
Yeah.
And now it's like their real life
Right.
is becoming the entertainment.
Yeah. It's interesting how those lines get blurred.
Yeah. So, okay, ready to get back in time.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to ancient Egypt
All right.
to talk about Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton.
Oh, yes. One of the most iconic Hollywood love stories of all time.
Oh, for sure.
Filled with passion and drama and ultimately tragedy.
Right.
They met on the set of Cleopatra.
Right. And she was married to Eddie Fisher at the time.
Yes, she was. And their affair caused a massive scandal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a huge scandal. People were fascinated by it.
Yeah.
And, the story goes that their chemistry on screen was so intense
Really?
that their kissing scenes kept getting longer and longer.
Wow.
And the director, Joseph L. Mankiewicz, he actually had trouble
No, what?
separating them.
Oh, my God.
Like, he couldn't get them to stop kissing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was like the drama of ancient Egypt was being reenacted right there on set.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, like, is it the forbidden romance aspect
Right.
that makes things so exciting?
Yeah, the thrill of the forbidden, the secrecy,
Yeah.
the defiance of societal norms. I mean,
Yeah.
those things can really intensify any relationship.
Right.
Especially in Hollywood, where image is everything.
Yeah. And this is only the beginning.
Right.
We have more stories
We do.
to uncover
Yes. We have a lot more to delve into.
of on-set romances gone wrong.
Exactly. And with each one,
Yeah.
we're going to continue to unravel,
Yeah.
these complexities of love and fame.
Right.
And how fiction and reality often become intertwined.
In Hollywood.
Yeah, in the fascinating world of Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right, so from ancient Egypt, let's move on to a thriller
Okay.
that got a little too real for its stars.
All right.
We're talking about Proof of Life.
Okay.
This is where things heated up between Russell Crowe and Meg Ryan.
Yeah. And ultimately led to her divorce from Dennis Quaid.
Right. And this wasn't just your typical Hollywood breakup.
No.
I mean, it became a huge media circus.
Ryan.
Meg Ryan was America's sweetheart at the time.
Right.
And the public scrutiny was intense.
Yeah. And it really seemed to hurt the movie.
Yeah, I think it definitely had a negative impact on the box office.
Yeah. It's like everybody was so focused on the scandal.
Right, exactly.
I kind of forgot about the actual film.
Mm. Yeah, the off-screen drama just completely overshadowed the movie itself.
Yeah. It's got to be hard to
Yeah.
be an actor and be going through something like that.
Yeah, imagine trying to promote a film
Yeah.
when all anybody wants to talk about is your personal life.
Right. And especially now with
Yeah.
social media.
It's a whole other level of scrutiny.
It is. It's inescapable.
Yeah.
And, speaking of off-screen romances
Okay.
that really caught the public's attention,
Mm-hmm.
we have to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Of course. Yeah. Their relationship started on the set of The Rum Diary.
Right. And it led to Depp's divorce from Vanessa Paradis.
Yeah, it did. And their connection was undeniable.
Oh, yeah.
Even from the trailer, you could see it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that kissing scene
Oh, my God.
where he just grabs her and
Yeah.
kisses her so passionately.
Yeah, it was intense.
It was, and apparently it went way beyond what was in the script.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty clear that something was going on between them. Yeah, and as we all know, that relationship ultimately became very tumultuous.
Oh, yeah.
And the Depp v. Heard trial really brought a lot of their personal issues to light.
It did. It was shocking.
It was, yeah, it's a reminder that things aren't always what they seem in Hollywood.
No.
You know, behind all the glamour and the red carpets,
Right.
there's real life happening.
Yeah, real life with real problems.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about actors falling for their co-stars.
Right.
But sometimes the pressure of directing a movie
Yes.
can also take a toll on a relationship.
It absolutely can.
And that's what happened with James Cameron.
Oh, yeah, the visionary director behind Titanic.
Yeah, the stress of making that movie.
It was a massive undertaking.
Oh, yeah.
It really was.
Really put a strain on his marriage to Linda Hamilton.
Right, his partner from the Terminator films.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Cameron was known for his intense work ethic.
Right.
And it seems like his personal life suffered as a result.
And then to make matters worse,
Oh.
he starts a relationship with Susie Amos.
Right. One of the actresses in Titanic.
Yes.
So, yeah, not a good situation.
Not at all, you know, and it makes you think about
Mm-hmm.
the sacrifices that people make
Yeah.
when one partner is in a really high-pressure career.
It's a lot to handle.
It is.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, even the king of the world
Right.
couldn't escape the drama
Yeah.
of love and ambition in Hollywood.
It's so interesting because, you know, we look at these stories
Yeah.
and they're very specific to these individuals.
Right.
But they also kind of reveal these larger truths
Absolutely.
about the human experience.
They do.
Like the allure of fame,
Yeah.
the desire to succeed, the ups and downs of love.
Yeah, the complexities of relationships.
All right.
These are all things that we can all relate to,
Yes.
whether we're in the spotlight or not.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I think it's important to remember that
What's that?
even though these stories are about celebrities, they're ultimately about human beings
That's right.
trying to figure things out,
Yeah, just like us.
just like us. Okay, so we've talked about whirlwind romances and messy divorces and the pressure of being in the public eye.
Yeah.
But this last story adds another dimension.
Wow.
A bit of melancholy.
All right.
It's not so much about a film directly ending a marriage,
Okay.
but serving as kind of a backdrop for a love story's final act.
Interesting.
And the film is Two for the Road with Audrey Hepburn and Albert Finney.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So in the film, they play a couple
Yeah.
who revisit key moments in their relationship.
Right.
So you see the ups and downs, the good times and the bad.
Yeah. And off screen, Audrey Hepburn was going through her own marital problems.
Yeah, she ended up divorcing Mel Ferrer
Right.
shortly after they finished filming.
Yeah, it's kind of like the film was mirroring her own life in a way.
Right. And it makes you think, like,
Yeah.
playing that role
Yeah.
and having to explore all those emotions, maybe make her think about her own marriage.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
actors draw on their own experiences
Right.
to create believable performances.
Right.
So it wouldn't be surprising if those lines got a little blurred.
It's like art imitating life
Exactly.
and then influencing life right back.
Yeah, and I think it reminds us that
Yeah.
these actors, even with all the fame and fortune,
Right.
they're still human.
Right. They're still going through the same things we are.
Exactly. They experience love and loss and heartbreak
Yeah.
just like everyone else.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into these tales from Hollywood,
Yeah.
what do you think is the biggest takeaway?
I think the biggest takeaway for me is the importance of empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the gossip
Right.
and the scandals,
Yeah.
but we have to remember that these are real people with
Mhm.
real feelings
Yeah.
who are going through difficult times,
Right.
just like all of us.
Yeah. You know, I think that's what's so fascinating about these stories.
Yeah.
We get this glimpse behind the curtain.
Right.
And we're reminded that even in this world of make-believe,
Uh-huh.
the emotions are real.
Yeah,
The struggles are real.
absolutely.
And everyone's just trying to figure out this thing called love.
That's right. Love is a universal language.
It is.
It transcends all boundaries.
So I guess the question is
Yeah.
it Hollywood itself
Right.
that breeds these kind of passionate but often short-lived relationships?
Yeah. Is there something about that environment
Yeah.
that makes it hard for love to last?
Or is it something more?
Yeah. Are there bigger forces at play?
Yeah.
You know?
That's
Societal pressures?
Right.
Our own expectations about love and happiness?
It's something to think about.
It is for sure.
Well, thank you for joining us on this journey
Yeah, this was fun.
through the ups and downs of love and movies.
I always love talking about this stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
And until next time,
Yes.
keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember,
Mm-hmm.
even in a world of make-believe, the human heart always takes center stage.
Absolutely.